Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got an important video for you today. Yes, it's important because it's a juvenile. We're talking about the Tay-K case out of Texas. And there's actually 2 murders in that case. And let me explain those murders to you. The first murder he had was a home invasion with friends, and a person got killed. Now, when that person got killed, he wasn't convicted yet, didn't do anything, but he went on the run. Still didn't know who he was, but he went on the run. Obviously, he did this video, and I watched the video, guys. I watched a lot about this guy. And boy, you want to get caught? I mean, I know he's young, and that's what we're going to talk about today, and the whole case, and what happened to him. Because just a week ago, actually less than that, April 15th, he was sentenced to an additional 80 years on another murder that happened while he was on the lam, or on the run, as we used to call it. So he's on the lam, which means on the run, and they kill another guy. They kill a photographer for a bag of they don't even know what was in the bag. And they kill the guy, a guy named Salvador, I think, Salvador. And he gets killed. And now the sentence for his case was April 15th. He ended up getting 80 years in prison. Just so everybody knows, this is not about entertainment. It's not about, making a joke or even minimalizing a murder. This is serious. This is a reality check. We're going to talk about who is Tay-K. His real name is Taymor McIntyre. He was 16 at the time of the original crime, and he came to rise as a rapper through SoundCloud. He had 7 songs on SoundCloud when this all started. So he wasn't like an established artist making millions and millions of dollars. He did get a lot of traction on SoundCloud, and there were other artists that want to collaborate with him. So the song that made him really famous is called The Race. Now, is this music or reality? I mean, he talked about the murder in his song. So this is pretty wild. And at what point are we going to start saying, wait a minute, would a regular person do this? Or is he just a stupid person? Or is he just 16 or 17 years old? And we all know the brain does not mature until it's 25 for a male and 23 for a female. And that's not my numbers, everybody. That is psychology numbers from the Department of Justice from everywhere. So it's not Larry Lawton just saying that. The male brain does not mature until 25. Tay-K was convicted in 2019 on the first one. Ethan Walker, who he killed in a home invasion. He didn't kill that person in the home invasion either. It was somebody else. So nobody said he pulled the trigger. But if you are a person committing a crime and your friend kills someone while you're in the commission of that crime, you're both getting charged with murder. And that's exactly what happened in this case. All 5 of those kids got slammed. One girl got 20 years, another girl got 25 years, another guy got 40 years, and Tay-K got 55 years, plus 30 years on this. He also got for the break-in, for the burglary itself, the robbery. And I look at that and I say, well, it says 55 plus 30, which everybody's going to say, oh, Larry, you got 85 years. No, he didn't. The thing is called concurrent or consecutive. When a judge says, I'm going to run your time concurrent, that means whatever sentences they give you, they all run at the same time. And the reason they do that is so if you win a case on appeal, you're still doing the time. So don't think, so you might have 4 convictions and then you get 30 years, 30 years, 30 years, 30 years, like Larry did. Larry got 12 years, 12 years, 12 years, 12 years. And what happened? He ended up getting 12 years because they ran him concurrent. But if I beat one of my cases, I would have still had to do my time. So that's what he was convicted in, and that's the original case he got convicted on. This case is important because Tay-K was a juvenile at the time of this murder, but he was sentenced at 19 years old, and he was sentenced as an adult in Texas. Now, when that happens, they have to have a hearing, and the hearing is this person competent enough to stand trial as an adult? And, of course, the judge makes that decision. I've never seen somebody say, oh, no, it's up to the prosecutor to do that. It's not up to the judge or anything. He's just making sure the guy is not, like if you have a IQ of 60 and under, you're legally retarded. And that is slow or whatever they call it today. But that's what it is, and you won't get convicted on it. How can they convict somebody like that? So they can't. So this is about that. Tay-K's second case was a 2017 case. The murder happened 2017. And it was in front of a Chick-fil-A when he was on the lam. And this is in 2017. And, you know, young people are just, I don't know if it's just stupidity or they're growing up with all the social media. He is all over social media self-snitching. They caught him on video. They caught exact references to things that happened. So this guy is just wanting you to sing about what you did. I mean, I don't get it. You want to talk about stupid? I mean, I've seen stupid before, but I don't know. This guy's got to be checked. But I am not the judge, and I am not one of the jurors. I am just taking the case from what I know. And a life is ruined. On April 15th, Tay-K was sentenced to 80 years for the Saladar murder. That's the second one, the one in front of Chick-fil-A. But I'll give him credit. The judge sentenced him to 80 years, but concurrent with his past sentences. That means he doesn't have to complete that sentence and then do another 80 years. Now, also, he wasn't convicted of a capital murder. So he is up for parole. So he can get out. The normal, you have to when you get a life sentence like this or an 80 sentence, you have to serve 50% of your time before you're up for parole. So no matter what we're looking at, Tay-K is 23 years old now. He's not up for parole until he's 63 years old, 40 years. That's the minimum he has to do. So now he might come up for parole on the first case earlier. It doesn't mean anything. I don't know how Texas is going to run it because he's not getting out because he still has to run that sentence. So what's going to happen is after 40 years that kills the first sentence, if they agree on it, of course, on the parole, because he still has 55 plus 30. But again, the 30's done. If he does 40, the 30 is done. Day for day, they call it. Now he's got to go and hope a jury, parole board sees his age and agrees that he's a changed man. I'm a believer that people do change, no matter what they did. And I'm going to get a lot of pushback on this. People say, Larry, but he killed someone. And they're never coming back. And you're right. But no matter what we do with this kid, the person is never coming back. And I'm not justifying this crime by any stretch of the imagination. What I'm trying to do is try to temper justice with mercy. And that's, to me, important. Tay-K had a rough upbringing. He was in foster system. He was in juvenile. Didn't have a mom, didn't have a dad. They all abandoned him. They don't care. So this kid, to me, in my mind, has been left out by the system itself. Not only parents, not only schools, not only the foster system and the probation systems and the parole system for juveniles. Now, what does that say about Texas? I don't know. But I will say he's not a very intimidating young man. And I don't think he's going to be the guy who go in prison and, like, take over. So this kid is going to have a tough time. I'm sure he had a tough time. And he's going to have a tough time. But you know what? He's learning from it. I know that sounds like, oh, wow, what do you mean he's learning from it? He's getting raped in there. I didn't say that. I did not say that. I said he's going to have a rough time. It could be just extortions. It could be just being bullied. It could be a lot of things. Prison's a rough environment, and he just doesn't look like. I don't care how tough he looked in the video, carrying a gun, all that BS. You know, that when I see a dude this with a gun, the first thing I know is they don't know anything about a gun. That's first off. But we're going to see. You know, the streets aren't loyal. Let me tell you something. The streets aren't loyal. It's false fame. It's false financial wealth gain. It's false bravado. I'm a tough guy because you're intimidating old ladies in your neighborhood. That's all BS, man. And that is where this kid has failed. The streets have failed him as well as our system. You know, a lot of people will say, you know, I'd rather be street smart than book smart. That might be true. And I think I am. But I also know the streets can fail you too. And what I mean by that, I'm talking people, no, it ain't, no way. Let me tell you something. If you have no clue how many people are ratting, turning on each other, cutthroat, it's as bad as it's ever been right now. And I know that because I have people who work in the legal system, in the prison system. So they're telling me, lad, it's just getting crazy. And here's why I wanted to do this. Tay-K is a juvenile. You know, I don't do every one of these things that are juvenile, or I don't do any one of these or just because a rapper did something. I think they're interesting people because they're so talented, but part of their brain is gone to another way. And I don't know if it's the responsibility that makes them a better rapper. I don't know. I would love somebody to chime in. I'd love you guys to give me comments what you think it is. Why do a lot of, like, the rappers or YNW or whoever it is, when this happens and you see these young kids making decisions, like, knowing they're going to get caught. I mean, come on, you got to know you're going to get caught. There's got to be something. I knew I was going to get caught, and I was never that blatant. And I always knew down deep, you know, Larry, you're going to get caught. You know, these young people are doing this for clout, fame, money. And you know it's working. Look at them. They're getting millions and millions and millions of views. But it's never going to work permanently, and it's a temporary thing. And here's what they're not getting. When they fall forever. You know, prison is not just about going to prison. It's going to be bad. It's about losing time. You know, when you get older, you're going to realize something. Time flies. I had an incident I'm not going to talk about right now. You might notice, but it's going to be coming out as well. It's serious, too. But it happened a week ago, and I feel like it was yesterday. So time flies, and you're going to notice that the older you get. You know, all through what I do, I never glorify prison, and I will never glorify prison because there's nothing glorifying about it. It is the worst place on earth. In fact, our prison system is one of the worst prison systems in the free world. That is facts. Just look it up, Google it, do whatever you're going to do. But I want you to realize we're doing these videos to maybe open your eyes. Don't think of what you see as it's all. It's not. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. All right, guys, I'm going to end there, but please do it. Please like, subscribe, pass it on. We were supposed to have a few more videos, but something happened. You're going to be seeing a lot more content coming out in our new studio. So have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe. Make good choices.